I see that I'm already streaming. Usually when I press manage broadcast, I'm not directly streaming. It waits for a little bit, so sorry for my delay in reaction. Hello everybody, how are you doing this fine evening? I hope you're doing well. Let me see if everything is working accordingly, because now I need to assume things. Hello Maxime, how are you doing? Hello internet. Nice. Let's see, I want to start Twitch. And also Facebook. Let's see if all of these things can work together, or if there are things that need to be adjusted. It looks like it still does not work when I try to stream using Atium with Twitch and YouTube together. I mean, what? How? I really don't understand how that works then. But it could be just me. How are you doing this fine evening? I'm doing well, and I hope you're doing well as well. Yeah, today a little bit awkward. I scheduled a live stream at this hour because I assumed that the Elementor kind of at the 4 would be announced already. But I made a mistake. And the reason that mistake happened because I didn't look correctly at which date the announcement was. So I'm a little bit too early today, and hopefully that will be fine tomorrow, because Elementor is going to announce something for the Q2 2025 roadmap, and I hope that something will be done today, but it's actually tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to hear from Elementor what the roadmap will be for the Q2. But if we take a look at the teaser video, the future of Web Forward, if you haven't seen it, this is it. Can you actually hear the sound of my... I guess you don't, right? Wait, let me turn this on. And not that very loud. Hopefully it doesn't pain your ears. I've never tried this before. So sometimes you need to experiment, and then you will see if things happen. And let's see if Twitch is working right now. It still isn't. I don't know how the frick you should set it up then. But that's just me. How does it work? That's the question of today. How does it work? If I connect it with the Wave.video, it works without issue, but if I try to do it directly within OBS, no luck. But it is what it is, so we disconnect the Twitch section, and we'll keep the YouTube section. But tomorrow there will be an announcement for the Elementor 4 editor. If you haven't seen this video, let's watch it together. Web design. Ooh. Without limits. Ooh, I'm very intrigued. Unmatched speed. Or performance. Okay, so look, the professional workflow. I mean, that's something that Kevin Geary is really hammering on right now, right? You need to have a professional workflow to build websites. If you're just trying to mishmash things together with, for example, Elementor that doesn't have the professional workflow, it's not good enough. And I guess they want to touch upon that within the people that I know. Perhaps, I don't know. I don't know if Kevin Geary is that important to Elementor right now. I was intrigued by this UI section. Layout, spacing, look at that. If this is all available, just like we see in other editors, that will be lovely. And responsiveness is something that they already do. So creativity. The future of web creation. Ooh, we can click and turn it in different shapes. And we can add classes. Look at that. We can add local classes. Shape color. Look at that, you have a local class where you can set the classes like we are used to with using Elementor. But then you also, I like, by the way, that you have the local icon, that you know where you are. And you can add shape color. So that will be a class that you can add. I'm very excited about this one. I hope we get to see a preview tomorrow, by the way. about this instead of just a Figma file where they tease the design. I hope they have something alpha ready, or maybe even less alpha, but something to show that you can work with. I can also see that Elementor wants to do this better than most of the things. So responsive design. And here we have all the options, I guess, for setting up the classes. Classes states. Ooh. Sign up. And this is where my mistake happened. I thought today was the 23rd, but it's the 22nd. So if you want to see my afterlife reaction of the Elementor preview tomorrow, then hit subscribe, because I will be reacting to the video. I'm very curious what they will show up. What I hope they will show, as I said, is a little bit of a teaser how the Editor 4 is going to work, mainly the classes, because it's infuriating, actually. I am now building websites again for my new job, and there we're using Elementor. And the fact that you know that there's a tool that can speed up the process and does it way better than Elementor, but you have to use Elementor because the company already settled on it for now, actually, at least. It's struggling. It's like some things you can do, some things you can't do, and that's very annoying. For instance, if you want to use classes to change it everywhere, it's not possible directly in there. The same thing for components. You have solutions, right? Like Anywhere Elementor. It could solve the component kind of thing, where you create one design and then reuse it over and over again. This can be very helpful for, what was it? Today I was searching for repeater field or content field, Elementor, something like that. Because at work we have a challenge. We have a very big company that we're working for, and we want to use Elementor, but they are very big on data. And we want to provide them with the cleanest data that they can also use in Elementor as well. So we need something. Hey Bogdan, how are you doing this fine evening? And thank you for your reaction on the video, by the way. So I wanted to fix that because you have the content repeater field, something like that, ACF, I don't know what it's called, and flexible content. That's it. Flexible content. Everything's good. How are you this fine evening? I saw a message from Oleg about the animations that Webstudio has released. I'm very excited about that one, by the way. We're going to dive into that later, but first I want to look at the problems that I have right now and the struggles I have. Because we want to use flexible content for ACF, and that's at least what I thought, because we want to use what's called the data. And we want to provide it to them and to the API, REST API, if somebody else wants to use it. We want to provide it to them as cleanly as possible. But the issue is that Elementor doesn't output very clean API code, right? It's a JSON file that is nested within nested within nested, which I understand because you need some way of converting something into HTML. But it doesn't help that the data is dirty. So we need a way to clean that up. And components could be a very good reason that it could work. I couldn't find anything working except for this one from Dynamic 0000 and Elementor add-ons has one with Anywhere Elementor. And those two are the only options I could find directly without coding yourself, because I'm not a big fan of coding. Hello, Atul. How are you doing? I hope I pronounced your name right. Nice of you to join. Love that you're new here. What do you do? What do you do for a daily job? I mean, I know Maximo does nothing for his daily job. Maybe only saying hello internet and trying to troll some people. But and Bogdan is a very kind person from Webstudio. But by the way, So I was looking into some kind of solution on how we could do this. And this was the far best solution that I could find. Using Elementor add-ons to showcase the flexible content and then create templates that can use the dynamic data. And then here you can puzzle together the templates that you want to use together with the information that's available in the flexible content. Now, I don't know how this specifically works, but I think this is the main thing. Nice. Yeah, I love Clutch. And I'm going to have an interview with Matthew because he wants to redeem himself, by the way. He saw my last live stream and he was like, oh God, is that the way it shows on Windows? And he apologized somewhat. It was very humbling, he stated, to use his own words, to see me try to use Clutch, but it wasn't as good as expected on Windows, but like that one. So I'm excited using WordPress and other CMS. Nice. Yeah, I'm trying to see what kind of solutions are out there without coding yourself. So having the page builder route for different platforms, but also including WordPress, especially with the things happening right now with Matt Wallawag. He seems to be at a better point, but you never know what happens. And I want to make sure that whatever the case, you can still create websites. And I think headless websites are a very good option, but can also be dangerous because you're still buying in one marketplace, so to speak. Just like in WordPress, if you build everything in WordPress and you buy everything in WordPress, you will be dependent on WordPress itself. I think Clutch does it a little bit different, where they allow you to also view the code and then edit the code. So that will be very helpful. Regarding Elementor, they are a big company, but still Elementor outputs a lot of... Yes, that's true. That's also something they want to fix in Elementor v4. At least that's what they said in their announcement. So I hope that they are doing that. Because they are stating, where was it? Here somewhere, that they want to improve the creativity, somewhere, your performance. And in one of the previews of the Elementor v4 roadmap, they launched in January, if I remember correctly. There was also a video where they go over the roadmap and the plans of this year. And one of those things were better code. I can't remember, 3 months ago. I can't remember the exact code, but what it all boils down to is outputting better code and a cleaner setup. So I'm wondering how that will be like. But for now, Elementor isn't the best, but it is a large market share. So I can also see that it is very interesting to keep using Elementor, even for the company that I'm working at. I mean, if you look at alternatives, third-party add-ons and build-in and plugins that can extend Bricks Builder, for example, aren't really there. And it's something that Elementor has done really well because they just have been long enough in the game to have a lot of people trying to extend and change Elementor with the code that they have. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Although they are bloated, they have a lot of solutions that you can readily use, because a lot of third-party add-ons are already building on top of Elementor. Yes, Clutch is a good website builder, but now they are paid, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Can we make site using Clutch and publish it for free? We can publish it for free. Although they allow you to use their own software for hosting. As you can see here, you have a hobbyist for staging websites, $0 a month, and with one click deploy on a Clutch subdomain. So that is very interesting. The workspace is $349, but this is for hosting, by the way. This is for hosting. So the workspace, that's the editor that we looked at the last time. you can have everything you need to create a powerful website and contribute to the community as an individual. So you don't need to pay anything. You get one seat, which means one desk, I guess. 25 all available, and then the price will raise to $3.99 support our projects per seat. And what do you get with this seat? All right, let's not get distracted. Sorry. So you get unlimited projects. You have the community templates and libraries connect to any backend. So it's headless. Style and theme, custom code published to subdomain and published to custom domain. Site plan required. And community support. So I guess you're still building something on your website itself. But because this is running React on the backend, I can see that you are able to just push this out to your own server if you know how to do that. Maybe that's a good question to ask Matthew, the founder of Clutch. I will be speaking to him next week. So interesting in that one. And here you can get a early adopter. You can get a lifetime and a pro plan at a special discount. So you get the pro plan, but it's one seat. And it's also one seat. I wonder what one seat means. And I wonder if this then makes sense if you just have one seat. If you can manage team members, but you only have one seat. Does that mean you can have a specific amount of computers that you can work on? What's the relevance of managing team members and roles and permissions and this team kind of thing when you're just a solopreneur? You get a limited revision history, rollback, support for multiple environments, private component hosting, that's nice, published to NPM, export project, and branching and AI building. Those two are very interesting. It's the design inconsistency like we get. Hi, Jonathan. Currently, I'm not. I'm not even building websites a lot to say that this was my last one for a while because I want to focus on something different. And this one was built with Bricks Builder. And the reason why I left GreenShift is because the UX is not, how would you say it, reflecting to me or speaking to me. When I started out, it was fine. There were not a lot of options, but now it gets very cluttered and a lot of options are available. Also, the features keep on growing without taking into account UX very well. So that's a few reasons why I left GreenShift for Bricks Builder. That's what this website was built on. It's also my design, but it was our job. So it's not a pretty good design, but it's something to get started. Oh, sorry, I need to share my screen. So it's this one. I built this one in Bricks Builder. It was just easy. And here's, by the way, the pro plan, if you want to see. They developed their own system, so everything feels synchronized and more organized way. Yeah, that's true. But then Shopify, yeah. Install another plugin, look different. Yeah, that's true. Eventually, someday, somehow, maybe perhaps someone will try to make that look good. But at this point in time, it is what it is. It's not coherent anymore because of the update they want to do. And everybody can just make their own UI for it, and they will. So it's what it is, right? But yeah, still excited for Clutch, and we'll having an interview next week. And today we're going to talk to the people of Rapid Cloud. It will be after the live stream, so a quarter past 10, if I remember correctly. We'll be doing an interview, live interview with the people of Rapid Cloud. They reached out, the marketing guy, and he asked if I was open to do a conversation with the founders. The founders are called Wes and Michael. Wes Tethers. I hope I pronounced his name right. And I watched some of the podcast he was on. it's very interesting. He has a very big history, so it was very nice to see, and I feel a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of the things that he does and can do. It's just amazing, the amount of knowledge that he has and the history. And for Michael, Michael is also a very nice history. I can't really write out this whole name, but we'll be going to do that live stream after this live stream. So this will be a very short live stream, I guess, and then we do another one. Hey Jimmy, how are you doing? Good morning to you too. Strange fellow, by the way, the Jimmy guy. Does Bricks Builder have cool animations like Green Shift? No, it doesn't. Not right out of the gate. You have to pay for it. You have to pay Bricks Forge. Bricks Forge. Or Next Bricks. Those two are the best options if you want to have animations within your Bricks Builder. There's also a tool called Motion Page, but seeing the Facebook group, it's not very active right now in development. Some things happened, one of the founders said, and yeah, then you just don't know. Let's see, this is Next Bricks. Can we visit the website? That would be very good to do. Next Bricks. I have no clue what the website is. But those two are the best ways of creating animations. And as you can see, here are some example animations Daniel has created. Daniel's also very active in development. And animations is just one thing they do. You can also do proforms, you can do CRUD operations, or you can talk to APIs. You have a node editor, which is amazing. Page transitions, dynamic tags, add-ons. Email design is awesome, backend, and proforms. If you want to have proforms, then really look at Jimmy. While we're talking about animations, Bogdan is right. Webstudio just announced that they have added animations. It was in the beta for a very long time, and now they have released it. And they are not promoting it on the website, as we can see. I don't know if there's a nice landing page that they have created. Here we go, animations. So they have added animations that you can use. Here are some animation containers, animation group, text animation, and stagger. And they have released a bunch of education videos about that one. Let's see. Let's find Webstudio. So if we look at videos and we look at the latest videos, they have released 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 videos already with how you can use the animations within Webstudio. And I think it's very awesome. It would be nice if you have some kind of overview or teaser video as well. So that would be something for next time, I guess. But
look really cool. So let's go over animating this block of text right
here goes over how the animations look and feel, and what you can do with them. We can speed it up a little bit because we don't have to listen to it. And what he does is explain step by step how you can do it, what you need to do. And as you can see here, you will add a animation group, put in your text in there, and then you can select preset animations. But if you're not happy with it, you can make changes to it. And that's what he will be showing now. You can add text animations within the text group. And as you can see, here you can say, all right, I want to split by character. I want to animate the characters, or you want to split by space. So if you have spaces in between them, which most texts have, you can split those. You can set how the fade in, and this is really nice. You can set when it needs to fade in and fade out, and you can set the range start and end. I don't know, Bogdan, does this have, what's it called? Does this use in the backend CSS animations, because it looks like it, or does it use what's called motion.dev or GZEP? I don't think GZEP, right? Does it use this in the back? I'm I'm very curious. But he explains and goes over how you can set those ranges and also how you can fine tune it. So he shows how he thinks you could animate it. So for example, you see here showing that you want it maybe when it starts or middle of the screen and then fade in. You can also set it on different settings. This looks like CSS animations, by the way, when you need to set entry. WAPI. Web Animation API. All right. Is that then JavaScript supported? Because I never heard of it. Web Animation API. It allows to synchronizing and timing changes to present you. Yeah, it's basically animations. All right. All right. Oh, it looks like a JavaScript. As we can see here, we have a document timeline. And is there a way to see what browser this supports, or do all browsers support it? I did know by heart. See also, yeah, CSS animations, but this looks like an JavaScript API framework that you can add. Use by Wabi. Moving it to JavaScript, here we go. We can represent the time of tumbling and duration. This is funny. I can see why you would like to use JavaScript, but which one would be faster? Would it be faster to... this will replace what's called GSAP in the end, or they will just improve GSAP using this Wabi. All browsers, we use a polyfill for scroll timeline. Nice, that's nice. So for the scroll animations that are being showed right here. Oh damn. Oh damn. Oh, there it is. For the scroll animations, which mean when you scroll something happens, which is he is showing right here. You see that some kind of animation is happening and that you can refine when something is happening. If I remember correctly, that's the same for green shift with the interaction layers, and that you can set a root margin for something to happen. See, this is harder to polyfill. Ah, I see. So we went for JavaScript. I can see that. I can see that. Hello, Brandon. How are you doing this fine morning? It really is morning for you, right? And I hope you're doing well, by the way, Jimmy. I didn't hear anything back from you. And what's interesting is how he shows also what he's thinking, right? He's also telling in this video, this is what we do with the animations, and this is how you can style them, and this is how you can set specific kind of things. So here it goes over what you can do also with, for instance, the offset, and you can translate, move it from left to right a little bit. I love the icons, by the way. That's really nice. That you can physically see how the movement will be done. Can that also be done for the z-axis then, when you have x and then y, and then there would be z somewhere, right? Extreme animations is the same speed technology. Technically, the difference only in invocation. CSS managed purely by the browser. Aha, I see. So in the future, when the CSS is I mean, in 3 years, when every browser supports the CSS animations, maybe you will refactor the animation library if needed. I can see that. So here he shows where you can, and this is the from. So you set it from, not to. So where you want this to start, you want to start this at a -20 and with 0 opacity. And then you can rotate and add custom styles like blur. That's nice. So if you want to do that, and here he is using variables, it looks like, to create easing. And look at how smooth that is with using these scroll animations. And this is way lighter than using something like GSAP, which has a lot of things in there in the library. You can change the duration as well, as he shows right here. Then it takes for a little while before it's done. And yeah, this is just one of the animations they are showing for Webstudio. And there are a lot of different animations as well that he's showing there. So if you are interested, you can go to I don't know. Do I have a short link for Webstudio? I hope I do. No, I haven't. So I will need to add that. But in the meantime, you can go to this website if you want to look at it. John, tutorials for Webstudio are great, always short and sweet, packed with info. Yes, I do agree. He does a really good job with showcasing what you can do. Yeah, and he makes it look very easy, which is also harmful because the expectation is then that it can be that easy. But there's a little bit of knowledge that you need, right? I think Framer users will be like, this is easy, and maybe Webflow users as well. I will make a note, by the way, of this, that I need to create a link for this. Let's see. Let's change my screen because I don't want you to see the notes that you may not see. Collection. What? Born collection? Shorter. So I will be experimenting with the Webstudio animation as well. I think it's very interesting and very nice that you have released it. And ooh, boy, I can't wait. I think this is going to be the year of the headless page builders, where you have Webstudio and Clutch now coming in. And I know that some Greenshift, Igor from Greenshift has said that he has interest in building a headless solution as well. Build Darius has... if there's enough people that would be interested in having a headless solution, I think Build Darius will do that as well. And hopefully Bricks will maybe do that as well. Move into diversifying instead of being dependent in WordPress space. Because I guess it can be very dangerous if you are a page builder and just relying on one tool to solve your issues, your CMS issues. So all the payments, why can't we have it all? Yeah, it is what it is, and that's what I try to help you with this YouTube channel as well. Look at different kind of solutions, which can be very costly, and you don't have to invest in them all of yourself. You can just see how it is and try to use it. For instance, Webstudio will at some point be able to run on your own machine. I don't know, Bogdan, is that already ready, or is that still in the plans that you can run it without hassle on your local environment instead of on the Webstudio only environment? But that's why I started this YouTube channel as well. By the way, this is the Webstudio pricing. $20 a month if you want it to be hosted on their platform, but you can also self-host it. But in earlier experience, the running this wasn't that easy, so be aware. Work in progress. Thanks, that's nice. There's a lot of things you need to cover, right? So I can see that this is not the main thing. Hey Dave, how are you doing this fine evening? So I'm very interested to see how other editors go into the headless space. I hope that Elementor sees the opportunity as well, that there's a market for it as well. I can also see that business-wise, they have something that's going well in the WordPress space, and if they don't see a decline in the amount of money they get, what does matter to them, right? But yeah, I really love the headless options. And I love to see how Clutch can redeem them. I don't know, Bogdan, have you seen it as well? The Clutch experience. It will be better next time, I hope. Oh yeah, again, today at 10:15, I will be talking to the guys from Rapid Cloud, Wes and Michael. And they are two very interesting people. The background of them, hey, Agent 327 was 007 was already taken, I guess. But Rapid Cloud, I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. We need to have fun during live streams, right? But Rapid Cloud is a new solution. What they provide with their infrastructure is something that they felt pain over with using the standard default hosting. The default hosting only allows you to do certain kind of... when you pay a plan, that's the only one you are restricted to. What they will do is give you a basic plan, and for me personally, it will be too high because I don't have a community or an LMS or whatsoever. But someone that gets revenue from their website is potentially pretty cheap. And what they want to do is offer a way that during peaks you can scale up your hosting environment instead of just you have to pay and then average out throughout a year how much data you will be using. So that will be, I think this will be a very interesting talk with auto-scaling supercharged PHP workers. I've seen Theo from d3.gg also talking about this, that you have a scaling option. Oh, look at that old video. d3.gg. And what he talks about in his video is that you can have infinite scaling clusters, and that's what they do with his chat app as well. That the backend and the frontend are separate. They are virtualized, and you can scale up either the backend or the frontend, whatever you need, to make it always work and use those peaks when needed. And instead, and destroying it, he does a way better of an explanation than I do. So, fluid computing, this is the one. And I thought this was already very interesting. And I was like, is there anything that is using this in WordPress space? And I don't know. If you want it, there's a link in chat, by the way. And it will be very, very interesting to see if the idea behind Rapid Cloud is something similar. And I also love to pick their brain on how they started it. And I just can't wait for the conversation to have. They are both such interesting people, Michael and Wes. So yeah, if you want to see it, join me in about an hour. Let's see. And join the conversation as well if you have the energy. If you don't, then it's fine as well. Then rewatch it, please. I will put a link in the chat as well where you can see the video. It is planned on the 10:15, if I remember correctly. So very fun that they reached out and wanted to talk to me. It was based on the conversation I had with Toby a few weeks ago. So it was it's very interesting that people are reaching out. It's very humbling as well that people want to talk to me during a live stream as they've seen me maybe once or twice. And it's such an awesome feeling that people are willing to talk to you about their company. There are also other people that have reached out. The people from Droip wanted to me to look at Droip as well and maybe work together with some kind of video making. That's also the case with another plugin and also with Rapid Cloud, by the way, Droip. So Droip has released a version. I looked into it a few weeks back. I wasn't very impressed with it. Let's take a look at Droip. Is this one? We'll leave that in the chat as well. I wasn't very impressed with it, but they said it will be improved and there will be a newer version at some point. So when I don't have a interview, because next week I also have an interview planned, and the week after that I think I don't have anything planned. So then we can re-look at Webstudio and perhaps Droip and maybe something else as well. But I'm very excited about this one. I just love the page builders. It's awesome. Bogdan has seen Clutch a little bit. Do you have a video that ranked different builders or recommendation? That's a very good one, Jonathan. Now it's the second time that people are asking. If one more person is asking for this, then I know that I have to make the video. I feel a little bit pressured to make a recommendation and rank them in a way. So I think it's very dangerous to position yourself as you need to have this tool or this is the best tool whatsoever, because I think it always depends also on your personal preference and experience. So I can say that I find a tool very good, and maybe I should do that as well as a preface. A tool is as good as the people that can use it, right? And if I'm going to rank the page builders of the things that I think is good and I think is important, I feel a little bit under pressure, to be fair, but maybe we can do that as well. I'm all right, thank you. And you? Never seen Clutch before. No, I haven't either. I think the YouTube algorithm worked very well because I saw a video from them when I was on my homepage, and then I saw a video suddenly floating by. Clutch Builder. And let's see which video was it. I think it was this one, introducing Clutch. And I looked at it, I was very intrigued immediately and wanted to try it out. And then a few days later, they released these videos. They are more lengthy, but they show how you can use Clutch. It was this one, the better version for building. And then another one with a jam session with Frank and Carson, which really got me over the point that I was saying, all right, this is an awesome tool. I really want to look at this. So I'm very excited about seeing this improved. And yes, I bought the LTD as well, because I think going headless is a very great way of building websites as well within WordPress. So I also laughed at a video where he used what's called Google Spreadsheets as a database. I mean, you can use spreadsheets or Excel, whatever, as a database, but I don't know if it's really recommended. It is secure, it's safe, right? Because no one can have access to it directly. But if they know what the URL is, and I hope they manage that in Clutch from a security point of view, you can add, because you can edit the spreadsheet and anybody else can access it as well, and that's something you might not want. Right, just got off to work, having some food in my oh, nice. Well, have a lovely dinner, by the way. Thanks. Thanks, Dave. Tools can often lead to heated arguments. I don't mind heated arguments, but I want to do it in a way that feels right to me, right? Because it's a very specific thing. I don't mind being in an argument. I think this and this is better, and you are bad for saying that my tool is worse. It's fine. I think it can be a nice discussion or arguments, whatever, to discuss those kinds of things. I'm okay with that, because then you get insights. Why does he think that the Page Builder is better? Why is it superior? I mean, in the past, I thought that Elementor was the best and superior, but you also had Beaver Builder and you also had Divi. But I looked at how the output was performed and was all shortcodes and was like, nah. But people will swear by the tools that they like. So that's always the thing. Dulex, go ahead, make the tier list video. All right, I will. The 3 people now, so now I have to make the video, right? I need to, maybe we can come up with defining what makes a great page builder, because I don't know actually. Let's make something, all right? I open up my Notion, because that's my preferred way of jotting down things. This doesn't look like my Notion. Reviews. Notion. Let's wait a little bit before it opens. And then we will add a new ID to the ID board. And we add to full page. So this is my Notion empty page. So the idea is tier list of page builders. Does it need to be WordPress page builders, or can it also be headless? Actually, everyone have their own views on the ideal page builder. Yeah, that's why. And I don't mind if they can give their vision on what a good page builder is according to them. I think I love it even, because then you get more knowledge on what people find very interesting in their builders. Some want GSAP, others want dynamic data, etc. Yeah, for sure. And I want a good user experience inside of the builder. That's the only only thing that I want. If the user experience is horrible, then I'm off. But there's a lot of things, right? So we have animations. And this can be GSAP, but it can also be something else. They need to have a animation UI with an UI. Use classes or something like that, or presets. That at least is something that's important to me, that you can reuse the stylings you set up. Maybe something like variables would be nice, because it gets really easy when you have a system. I'm thinking of constantly using a 6-point kind of variable system, where you have only 6 options to choose from. So if you have spacing, small, and spacing extra small, or something like tight and tighter, and normal, and then loose, and loosest. I don't know if you write like this. So this is what I think that's also very helpful, variables, but to me it's optional, because you can just write it down and it's good enough as well. It can work. HTML in focus. First class HTML support. First class HTML support. First class HTML support. So the support of every HTML element I can imagine, right? I think in my opinion, a good web building has all features that needs to build any website for just a basic need. Which is, I think we need to have basic building blocks, right? Building blocks like heading, text, image, link, containers. That could be a section, div. A section and div. That's usually what I use. Oh yeah, article, main, that sort of things. Main, article, main, etc. So that ties in really with HTML selecting, text selecting. That's also very important. HTML offline mode. Yeah, could be interesting. I don't mind if it's only online. Because when I can't use it, and then I just can't do my work. I need to get a cup of coffee, and that's fine as well. Else I need to continue working, so I need to have my breaks as well, Bogdan. So if you can make Webstudio not work in offline mode, please, that would be very helpful. Cross-framework support using and generation of code components. Using and generation of code components. Yeah, so components, right? Components would be very interesting. Area. Validation. I think this is getting a big list. I need to cover them all for all the builders. Damn. I think if we will do a solid one for our friend Dave, it will be accessibility, right? Let's see, 6. We're like, God, that being smart. I love using Notion. It's so easy for writing documents. If anything, Gutenberg should should have just been Notion. The experience in writing and the ease of use, it's just awesome. Area validation and suggestions. Validation and suggestions. I don't know what... Are you just now trying to get everything that Webstudio does in there? The user experience of building websites. So no jankiness if you try to drag something on the page builder and doesn't work, or just like previous week with Clutch that you get a lot of terminals popping up. That's not a very good user experience, right? And Focus is the new features to let button declare invoke any native or custom events. Okay. Yeah, I don't see that being necessary, just interactions, right? It's my personal node map. I see. Oh, sorry. What you worked so many page builders lately that I don't remember which is your main builder. It's Bricks at the moment, right? No, at the moment it's Elementor because of my work, my day job. For my private, personal kind of thing, it's still Bricks builder, yeah. But I don't know if that will stay that way. I think so, because I also want to use something like Sure Dash and Sure Card. So I don't think I will be going headless anytime soon, or I have to rebuild everything they have made as well, which I don't see myself doing. That's a lot of stuff that needs to happen. Let's see, what else do we want to add in there? I think Bricks is the main... Yeah, it's true. I just saw someone make a gallery page using Bricks. I might try it out as well. Ooh, nice. That's awesome, Jonathan. Dave, I want a builder like Bedelius, but with a spacious UI like Bricks. Why do you want a builder like Bedelius? Within Focus, I don't know if I really think this is important. HTML tag selecting offline mode, I don't think that's very interesting. So here we start off, right? This is the first thing that we need to have. We need to have basic building blocks, because else we can't do that. I think we need to be able to set templates. I think animation would be the last. I think the user experience will be also very important. Templates for creating header and footers and that sort of things. I think this will be less important than having classes, variables and components. I think those three are the most important thing. Selecting HTML tag, also it's even more important than... Oh, not inside of there, but besides. Damn. Come on. Then you have variables, components, templates. It's lovely that I don't think components are... the templates are not as important as components, because a templating makes things very easy. So I will put this above variables even. First class HTML support within Focus. I really can't say that it will be very area. Animations, I think, is important. It's the most intuitive way to share style between elements. I never used mixins, even not in Bootstrap, by the way, or Sass or less. So It would be interesting now that it gets native support on to see how to use it. But then again, if the page builder does not support it, then it doesn't make sense to do that, right? Classes don't work well. Yeah, I do understand what you're saying. Depends on, I'm very old school. I come from the era of tables, so being able to do those classes. Have a great evening. I have to go for now. All right. Hopefully see you later. 10:15 in an hour. I hope to see you, Jimmy. Classes don't work well. I mean, just use Webflow and Elementor Pro. Nice, Webflow. Being able to edit every site part component header for the... Yeah, that's true. Directly in the page. What will you say? Seamless. And that is for... what's it called? Buildarius, right? Seamless editing throughout. Seamless editing experience. As Kevin Geary calls it, no magic areas. If possible. That will be part of the user experience, right? Will we put that before classes? I don't think so. I will put it before templates. I guess style guide is also important. Yeah, that's true. Or yeah, you can build a style guide. It doesn't need to be within the builder immediately. If I can create it myself, because all of the tools that we need to be building it, that's fine. If we can create classes in one point and add them to specific HTML elements, that would be fine. I think that one styling defaults and classes and presets, because the way I work is that I reset everything, at least when I was still developing websites using code. I used to use the default reset from Maya said, if I remember correctly, and then I would create default stylings that I use most of the times. For instance, if I'm creating a website and I have a link, it could be that the default way the link works is by not being a button, but it could also be that the default links are buttons. And if you have a link that's not a button, then I would style it as a link and give it a class link. So depending on how the buttons will be used, I override the defaults. So for instance, if we have a hero section and I want spacing to be default everywhere for every section that I'm using, and the default background color, and then I can use a class to change the defaults that are set up. So that's how I used to love to work. My own server, do you think Webstudio is easy to work with, or does it have a steep learning curve? I think we call them tokens. Ah, I see. I think he thinks Webstudio is easy to work with because he is one of the members of the Webstudio things. Builder and generated websites are completely decoupled. You can export the Docker images with a website and host it on your server. Builder hosting is more complicated and not recommended at the moment. Yeah, I've tried it out. It's very difficult. Even with following the documentation, you come across some kind of errors. If I remember correctly, it has to do that I'm running Windows, and Linux could potentially be much easier, but it's not recommended at the moment, as he says right here. But yeah, that's the open sourceness that we are used to, right? We want to run things on our own hosting environment. So yeah, that's something to take into account as well. Tier list of page builders. Now, let's have a look also which page builders there are. Let's open it like this. Typing Mind. Nice update. Let's see. YouTube.com/@reviews. Let's view them horizontally. There we go. Let's look at a live stream. So which page builders did we look at in the past? Of course, we start off with the ones that I've used first. That would be coding. I don't know if CodePen is a real builder, so maybe we can do it for fun scoring, but I don't think. And Vue.js, that's also something that I worked on with native HTML and CSS, Vue.js. By the way, did you know that the guy I'm going to talk to in about an hour, Wes, has been there in the foundation of JavaScript, which runs Vue.js and React.js right now. It's insane to hear him talk about the evolution of web technology. I heard it in one of his podcasts. That guy, it's just awesome. 40 years of experience. I know for sure that I won't bring that much in 40 years. I've not been in a pinnacle of the state of the web. Maybe AI? GreenShift, Elementor. Before GreenShift, I've also used Cadence. I used to develop myself, but I don't want to. I've also created a page builder myself. It was like something like the content field generator. It was a long time ago when I had a lot of time on my hands. This isn't the proper order. So GreenShift, then I switched to Bricks Builder, which I'm still very fan of. The Apple Notch. I need to recreate that one actually. Then we have a GreenShift talk. Oh, by the way, Dave, if you have time tomorrow, 8:15, I would love to have a conversation with you about and direction of the Editor V4 from Elementor and the video as well. See ya, Bogdan. Thanks. Bloxy was good. Bloxy is not a page builder. It's a theme. Thank you for joining, Bogdan, by the way, and hope you have a nice evening. Let's see, Webstudio, of course. We've looked at that one. Then we have looked at Drupal, but it doesn't have a page builder, Joomla, and then it was Joomla Art, if I remember correctly. Then we have Block Era.ai. Then we have Grade, Buildarius, Droid, Webflow, Edge, but we haven't looked at Edge by itself, and then Clutch. Oh damn, it's gonna be a very long video, so I need to see how I can make this around my experience. So surrounding my experience with the builders. So that would be very, very nice to have. Guys, I'm gonna go too. I will be building out this Notion template and maybe we can talk about it next week as well. After the live stream or the week afterwards, we will see. Or maybe tomorrow, because tomorrow there will be a live stream as well covering the Elementor roadmap kind of video, which I'm very excited about. Thank you all for joining today. Thank you all for watching. I didn't know that I could talk for 1 hour about these kinds of things. So thank you very much for the opportunity to join my rambling in this live stream. Sudden live stream, to be fair. And I will see you in an hour, and I will be talking to the people of Rapid Cloud. Now we'll get some drinks and see you around. Thanks, Jonathan, and thanks for the talk and the information. You're welcome. You're more than welcome. I love doing this kind of things. I hope that I can do this even more because as I'm working right now in an agency, I just know that there's not enough room for experimentation and discovering tools and investing in tools. So I think that's what my YouTube channel is going to be about covering all those tools. You're very much welcome, Agent 327, and thank you for joining and being active. Bogdan, Jonathan, Agent 327, Dave as always, and Jimmy as always, of course. And if you're watching this after this live stream, if you want me to cover a page builder or a plugin or whatsoever, leave a link to that in the description or reach out to me and we can see if I can do it during a live stream or that I can help you out with creating videos, because I love doing these kind of things, exploring all the kinds of tools that are available for web building technology. And as always, keep designing. Stop the stream!